Howdy to everybody! Tunitas Creek Beach is a place which you would have a hard time finding on the map. We used to pass a roadside parking spot on Highway 1 near a bridge, a few miles south of Half Moon Bay, but never stopped. This time, we decided to check it out. The cliffs to the north are spectacular. However, the access to the beach is through a steep trail on the slope of bluff. There is no paved road and it gets quite muddy after a rain. There is also a shortcut of sorts, a tube for the rainwater with a rope attached to it, in case you have an adventurous spirit. The name Tunitas is translated as fruits of Opuntia cactus, prickly pears to be precise. The beach is spacious. It's wide, it's sandy, windy, and birdy. Many birds live here and constantly look for whatever the ocean will bring them. They also hunt for mole crabs, inhabiting the sand in the swash zone. You can play catch me if you can with the waves, but it's like playing Russian roulette. You will get wet if you play long enough. We found a piece of rock with several pitted clams that bored into it. The shells were empty. They're often called angel wings. The lower part of the shell has rows of wavy ridges used to grind the stone. Even though you'll see a few people walking around, the place has a secluded feeling. This is the black tube with the rope. The creek, by the way, is critical for the well-being of fish called steelhead or steelhead trout, a fish with the lifestyle similar to that of a salmon. It lives in the ocean and comes back to creeks and rivers to spawn. Mysterious traces on the sand. Who could this be? Crabs? Marine worms? Birds are definitely in charge here. Seagulls, sandpipers, snowy plovers, pelicans. Looking at this majestic cliff makes me want to take a moment and discuss the geology of coastal California in general. It's defined by interactions of Pacific and North American tectonic plates that resulted in the formation of a series of several marine terraces during the relatively recent Quaternary period. We still live in this period, by the way, but it started 2.6 million years ago. When the blocks of Earth crust rise, they leave a staircase-like terrace. The age of the deposits at the horizontal part of the terraces correlates with the rise of the sea levels, which is determined by the presence of the deep sea foraminifera in the samples from equatorial Pacific core. Sea level goes up. The platform is created by waves. Then the sea levels drop, and new terrace starts to form on the new level. The land in the vicinity of Half Moon Bay is a former marine terrace, which was underwater around 105 to 82,000 years ago, and eventually got uplifted. Now, a new terrace is being formed under the water by combined eroding action of the waves, wind, and rainwater. What it means is that the shoreline is constantly changing, periodically gulping the man-made structures at the edge of cliffs, sometimes in massive landslides. It also means that layers of the sediments have mainly a marine origin and corresponding fossils can be found in them. Pieces of clam shells, occasionally bones of marine mammals. Fossils can be easily spotted as white inclusions on the grayish surface of the cliff. Are you familiar with the law of included fragments? According to this geological law, all inclusions in a sedimentary layer must be older than the layer they are found in. I must add that this is true unless somebody makes a hole in the ground and contaminates the older layers with younger rocks. There is no rule without exception, right? Except the very rule that any rule has an exception, which is an exception to itself. And there are also rules that reflect fundamental laws of nature, which, in theory, also should not have exceptions. Anyway, the age of the fossils you see is relatively young. 100,000 years or so, and they also are usually very brittle and unstable fragments. Do not expect much. We went down and to the base of the cliffs, keeping at a safe distance because erosion is constant. Tiny pebbles and boulders of respectful size can fall down any time. Without getting into more detailed examination, we can guess that most of the shells belong to large bivalve mollusks from the species of Saxidomus gigantea. Here, at Tunitas Creek Beach, we walk on the new terrace that is being formed at this very moment. Standing on the beach, you can also see a seemingly uninhabited building, and there is a project going on that should eventually make the beach more accessible. But as for now, you'll see a gate and a bunch of warning signs. There used to be lots of camping activities at the Tunitas Creek Beach, but new regulations are in place, and it is currently under management by the San Mateo County Parks, which prepares it to become yet another county park for the public to enjoy. Finally, could you do me a favor? If you visit this place, please do not leave trash on the beach or parking lot. Take it back to town. It's so unnerving to see a bottle in the middle of such a gorgeous place that's supposed to be wild. Thank you in advance, and also thanks for watching. Safe travels and good luck!